Hi, I'm Ted Jordan with Jordan Team Learning. I'm a Linux Plus certified engineer, and I worked with Strohmayer on a book that we'll talk about at the end for Linux Plus certification. Here are our next two practice exam questions. Had a moment to look these over. We're going to start with number 3. You've opened the /var opt myapp settings.txt file in the VI editor. You need to enter new text into the file before the cursor, which key will switch a user into insert mode from normal or command mode. Notice these are all lowercase letters. VI is a case sensitive program. So you've got the choices I, A, O, or R. And if you chose A, you'd be correct. A, period, for I, lowercase I, you'd be correct. If you chose option B, which is lowercase a, you'd be incorrect because that would insert but append text after the cursor. And the question said before the cursor. And be careful of that on the exam. You got to really read those questions very carefully on the exam. There's going to be wording in there that can kind of trick you up. Not really trick you, but trip you up. You just got to pay attention. C would also do insert, but it opens a new line below. The lowercase o opens a new line below. The uppercase O would open a new line above. Option D is R. R replaces a single character. So if you made a mistake, you could use R to replace a character. Let me kind of show you really quickly. They had you doing the var opt myapp settings.txt. See what files I have here. I've got test.txt file, vi test.txt. And I've got a line here. Now is the time for all good men to come to their country. So if I want to insert text below this uppercase N, I'll press the lowercase I. I'm going to press that now. You'll see the insert line open below, and I'll type in hello, and comma, space, and then to get back into command mode in VI, you hit the escape key. That's what they call command or normal mode. And the exam will call it either command mode or normal mode as well. Now, I can use the L key to, I'm going to hold down the L key, or I'm just going to keep pressing the L key. The L key goes to the right. L stands for right. Yeah, this is the only language where L is going to stand for right. We'll talk more about some of the VI commands and why to move the cursor around, it's lowercase h, j, k, and L, and we explain that in a different video. But if I want to append text after this period, I'll press the letter A for append. So I press lowercase a, and now again insert shows up instead of append. It'll still show insert, but that'll append text after the period. Alright, I'll hit escape. Now if I want to open a new line below, I'll press lowercase o. I'll do that here, lowercase o, and see, again we're back in it. So it'll say insert. And hit escape to get back into command mode. Uppercase O will open a new line above. I'll press uppercase O. Alright, so I to insert before the cursor, A after for append, O opens a new line below, uppercase O opens a new line above. I'll hit escape here. And to replace a character, you just use the lowercase r. So let's say I just want to replace this double quote with a single quote. So I'll press R and then single quote. Alright? And I'll say, that kind of looks weird. I don't like that. I'll press R and then double quote. So R for replace. And notice there was nothing at the bottom that shows up on this one. You just press R and whatever you want to replace it with. To save and quit, I hit escape. And I'll do :X. There are multiple ways to save and quit. I could have also done :WQ, or I could have just done escape and 2 uppercase Z's. Those all would have worked. Now let's take a look at our next question. And we talk about YAML files. YAML files used to configure network cards, to use DHCP or set up static IP addresses. addressing can be found where? /etc/x11 /etc/yum /etc/yum.repos.d /etc/netplan. The answer for this one would be D for /etc/netplan. We'll show you that in a minute. Let's first take a look at A /etc/x11. That is used for setting up X windows. Let's see if I have that in on my system. Yeah, this is X11 is our graphical user interface system, and you've got X11. There's a new one coming out called Wayland. That's spelled W-A-Y-L-A-N-D. So Wayland, it might take a while before, X11's been around a long time. It's like converting from IP version 4 to IP version 6, and that 6 is better. It's great, but it's taken a long time for us to really switch over. We've had version 6 for about 20-25 years. And same with Wayland. It's better, it's faster, but it's taken a while to convert. I believe they use it on Fedora right now. And then the other files there were yum. We'll go cd/etc/yum. And the yum directory and these yum files have to do with updating software. So if we say cd/etc/yum .repos.d, here would be the different repositories where we can find software when it's time to update a program. Let's say we said yum update, and I wanted to update what programs have I got here? Maybe FTP. I don't know. We'll see if that even exists. Well, actually, I need to be sudo to do this. Then yum would be the utility that would go and search through all the repositories for. We'll search all these different directories, basically looking at all the networks around the world that are defined here in these repo files, and then install the latest updates of that software. We'll talk more about yum in a future question, but again, not related to networking. So that leaves us with the answer D, etc netplan, and that's the correct answer. Now, this would really be used for if you're setting up, several computers or more often virtual machines. You want to make sure their networks are set up properly. They'll all be predefined. And I'm going to let's take a look at an article here that's on netplan.io, a website managed by Ubuntu, the Canonical people, really managed by Canonical, the Ubuntu people. And you would configure different files under the etc netplan directory. Like you might have a config file to define how you want network set up. So here we're going to set up a network, our ENP3S0, to be defined for DHCP. And if we go back over here, let's go back and look at our system. Let me do a clear. We'll get back to my home directory by typing cd. I'll run the IP ADDR command, and this will show some of my network interfaces. Let's just take a look at interface number 2 specifically. And you can see that's defined as ENP0S3. And it's got a network address defined from the DHCP server. And so that's pretty well all this is doing, is setting up this network for a DHCP connection. And you can see there's several options here. I'll let you read the netplan.io/examples website on your own if you want to learn more. But that's the what we're looking for here in question number 4. So the book that Sandor and I worked on is soon to be released. Should come out here in late December, early January 2020, and will really help you get prepped for the exam. Sandor has been a great resource. This guy teaches Linux as well, and has taught me a lot in just going through this as we wrote this book together. Really smart guy, and I think you're going to really like this book. next time we get together, we're going to cover questions 5 and 6. So next time we get together, we'll cover questions number 5 on creating new directories, create a new directory in a user's home directory named MyFiles, and we'll go over the CAlert utility, which is a part of SE Linux. And subscribe if you want to stay notified of other questions and when I post the answers to these, and we look to see you next time.